That's crazy. I guess the mic was not turned on at all. But like I was saying, I was like, this is gonna be a straightforward video. Um, Honestly, just kind of sharing my thoughts. It's late at night, and yes, I'm in bed filming this because I'm going to sleep as soon as I'm done recording this video. But yeah, if you stumbled across this video, either you looked it up and you're struggling with it right now, or you just came across it and somehow it is on your watch page, for you page, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, like I am here to basically say that you, for starters, are not bound to lust. You are not in bondage, bro. I'm telling you, once you first is realize that you are free indeed. God has set you free indeed, and you are not bound to that thing we call lust. You are not bound to it. It does not have a hold over you. It is not your master. It is nothing. It is God is much greater than lust. Okay? So that's the first thing I want to say is that you are not bound to this. As someone who has struggled with lust and dealt with lust and fallen into it, gone on long streaks, did not do it for a while and then falls into it, XYZ, still is working through it even right now. And a lot of me kind of at times just kind of felt like, oh, you're going through a hard season. You just fell into lust after going like months. When I say months, I mean like literally like about half a year or so, not watching anything, not touching myself, anything like that. And then I fell. And I think a lot of it was due in part to just, as I mentioned, you guys can go watch the other videos right here. But my testimony about just going through a very traumatic and just painful relationship that ended in divorce, and it was for the better for sure. Like by God's grace, I'm not in that situation anymore. And then also dealing with a job loss. So like dealing with all this pain and just kind of also dealing with the fact of like that loneliness and just kind of being like, man, like it's a lot. It's a lot to bear. But once I, you know, got in this season, I was doing so well, and then all of a sudden I fell, and I was like, bro, like, and I'll be on social media talking about like, don't fall into lust, X, Y, Z, and I fell, and I was just like, man, like, oh my gosh, like how, you know what I mean? Like, how did I fall? Like, what the heck? I thought, I was good, and then I realized like what I want to talk about in this video too is like lust is a lot of times one of those things that can happen or it can kind of creep up on you, especially when you're in a season of pain or you've dealt with traumas or things that have hurt you that you're trying to kind of like mask it or just kind of like, you know, graze over it. And I think that even happens with people who smoke, drink, go out with women or men, whatever the case is. Um, and they try to mask it with things or fill that void or that pain with things that are not going to fill them eternally, but rather it's going to fill them temporarily. So temporarily, yeah, you're going to feel good. You're going to be like, say less, like I'm feeling good, like whatever the case is. But it's it just honestly digs you a deeper hole of like that feeling of regret, that feeling of just like just a like a sinking feeling of just like, man, like what am I doing? So I would say like for someone who's battling lust, again, you are not bound to this. You can get through this. 100% you can defeat lust. Lust is not the thing that you will never be able to defeat, okay? You always have temptation. Like temptation will be one of the things like it's just this is natural. Like temptation happens. Tempted, tempted, tempted. Like that's the world we live in. There's so much temptation. But you are not bound to watching the P word. You are not bound to always hooking up with girls or hooking up with guys. You are not bound to any of this stuff, man. Like any of this stuff that this world has to offer that you think you're bound to, you can't get free from, you can. I promise you, you can. And it starts today. Like it starts right now of you just changing your mindset on how you view lust and how you view this thing. So for me, again, like I think the number one thing is realizing in your seasons of pain, be prepared because during your seasons of pain or you're dealing with traumas or things you haven't really healed from, Yeah, like there are times where we just kind of want to like find a way to mask it, or just kind of find a way to just put it under the rug and then kind of deal with it later. And as someone who has done that before, dealing with just like family trauma, or just dealing with things that I didn't understand as a kid, and then getting exposed to it at a young age, and then using it as a way of escape, I'm telling you, man, it literally will just take you over if you allow it, because it doesn't care. It's ruthless, it is dangerous, it is vicious, and it has one purpose. And that's the next thing I want to talk about. So number one, yes, lust, all that stuff, it rises up when you're going through a painful season, because you just want to find a way, a quick escape, right? And again, there's other things that you can do to the people fall into that fill voids, like maybe getting to drinking, whatever. But in this video, I'm just talking about purely just lust, right? So that's one thing. Number two, it is something that has a true purpose. Lust has a purpose. Lust does not just roam around. It has a purpose, and its purpose is to literally derail you and pull you away from whatever it is that God has for you in your life. And that sounds scary, but it is real. Lust has a purpose. Have you ever noticed that, say if you're on a ball, like you're being productive, you have all these ideas and you just feel like, okay, I'm going to do this XYZ. And then out of nowhere, like lust just like pops up in your head. You're like, oh man, I feel like I want to watch. Say it hasn't been there all day, but the moment you really feel like you're going after what God's called you to do, or you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, lust comes out of nowhere. And like that temptation comes out of nowhere. Why? It's because it has a goal. Its goal is to literally pull you away from whatever it is that you were supposed to be focusing on. And it's primarily focused to literally pull you away from whatever it is that God has called you to do. And even for me in this season, I know for a fact that God has called me to do this. And when I tell you, lust and just like that temptation has been so strong, and I've been fighting it, and by God's grace, I've been able to like just not completely fall into it. But I will say, when I first got hit with this trial, I fell into it bad. I fell into it and I was just like, oh my gosh. But I had to remind myself to be like, okay, I know too much not to get out of this. I know too much not to fall back into this habit. I'm not bound to this habit. I'm not bound to whatever this is, right? So for me, what I would say is like, definitely understand that lust has a purpose. Its purpose is to literally pull you away from God's purpose. Okay? Lust has a purpose. Lust, its purpose is to pull you away from God's purpose that He has over your life. And it doesn't want to see you get to that purpose. It's obviously the enemy. The enemy doesn't want to see you get to your purpose. So what's the easiest and fastest way that most powerful men, women, and just people who have that calling on their life, what is the fastest way of their downfall? It's lust, right? It's through sexual desires and sexual things that pull you away. Because I will say, like, for example, for me, there's times where I'll come home from the gym and say I don't hop in the shower, I'm just kind of still dirty, whatever the case is. Like, that was one of the things, I know that sounds crazy, but for me, I don't know what it was, but every time I don't shower after the gym, or I just hop in bed and be kind of dirty, whatever, I would fall into lust. Or I would have a quicker way or a much easier way to fall into it. Why? Because I already feel dirty. I'm already kind of, you know what I'm saying? So like, that's a side note, but like, I don't know why, but it would always, so for me, I always have to shower before bed. For one, it's just dirty to get in your bed dirty from the gym. This is nasty. You know what I'm saying? But when I wouldn't do that, bro, I don't know what it is, but it'd just be bad. And then when I'm not eating right, even that, like, it just like, I feel like I'm feeding my flesh and it's just like icky. You know what I'm saying? But that's a side note. But again, lust's purpose is to literally pull you away from God's purpose. And the way you can know this, and the way I know it's so real, is because the times where I'm just on fire for God, and I feel like, okay, God has called me right now. Like, I'm in this season right now, and I'm showing it to you guys, like, I'm chasing after this, right? I'm posting the content, I'm doing this, I'm building a community, and I'm feeling like just driven, ambition, passion, all this, just going towards what God has called me to do, even in a season of uncertainty. When I tell you, sexual desires and lust, when I fell and I was like on fire, like I knew it was what I'm supposed to be doing. When I would fall, especially at night or whatever the case is, and I would wake up in the morning, all the drive and ideas and productivity and just everything that I was so passionate and ambitious about the night before, or say I fell during the day or whatever the case is, all the things I said I was gonna get done, whatever, bro, when I release that energy, if you know what I'm saying, like once I release and I'm like, it feel good in the moment, and after I'm done, like from wanting to regret, conviction, all that hits you. But then it's like all that purpose that you had, or driven, like that driven passion you had towards that purpose that you felt God is calling you to do that day, whatever the case is, it just goes out the window. Like it literally just goes out the window, bro. So yeah, like I would say just understanding that what lust's purpose is will help you understand, like, I don't need to fall into this, bro. The more I fall into this, the further I am going to get from what God is calling me to do. Or it's going to take me longer to get there. I'm not saying you won't ever get there, but it's going to take you much longer. And for some, you may never get there because maybe it's gotten you to a point where it's taken over your day-to-day activities and actions and all that. Like, it can get bad. But to those people who are in those situations, I am praying for you, and I know for a fact God can deliver you from it. But you still have to make the conscious decision yourself to really see what it is for what it is. You don't need to touch yourself. You don't need to do these things. I'm telling you, God's grace and love and comfort is much more fulfilling than releasing into a sock or releasing like rubbing on a pillow, like whatever the case is. I'm just gonna keep it buck. I'm just gonna say what it is. Like, ladies too, like all, like, bruh, God's love and his purpose for your life, and allowing that slow rise of dopamine instead of getting the dopamine rushes like we're on our phone all the time. We just have this quick want to get on our, this is something quick. Allowing yourself to work towards a goal and seeing it grow little by little by little by little by little by little. That build up is so much better than you watching something and trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much different, bro. And it's just, once you have that in your mind, you kind of begin to really believe that and like understand it for what it is. It's going to help you. It's going to help you tremendously. It's going to help you beat this. Okay. It's going to help you literally be like, man, I can't believe it. Like, I don't want to do this no more. And then the last thing I want to say, again, this video is just straight to the point. I'm not doing no cuts, no edits, no nothing. Straight to the point, and then I'm going to sleep. I'm just going to literally upload this video as it is. The last thing I want to say is, like, again, like your perspective of what it is, but also like your perspective and how you view it. So for me, something that helped me tremendously, I forget who I heard this from on social media, or like, it might have been a TikTok creator or whoever it was. But like, for me, bro, dude, someone said when someone asks them like, hey, do you watch XYZ? Or do you do like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you do that stuff? Like, whatever. And they say like, no, I don't do it. Right? That's different than saying, like, someone asks me right now, Christian, do you smoke cigarettes? Or do you drink? Or do you do XYZ? Christian, do you smoke? No, I don't do that. I don't ever respond to a person and say, no, I try not to. Like, no, like, it's not even a question in my mind. I've never touched a cigarette. I've never put one in. I'm not doing that. Like, I just know the downsides to smoking. Cancer, all types of stuff. I can't even get into like just the half of it, but everybody knows it's like, it's bad for you. Like, it's extremely bad for you, and it's something that is just not beneficial to my health. You have to have the same thought process behind lust and sexual temptations and desires. Sexual desires are from God, okay? It's okay to have sexual desires. Like, that's just part of being a human, whatever the case is. Now, again, you have to view it the same exact way. Because once you begin to view it that way and you understand that, dang, like, this is something that is literally going to derail me from my purpose. It's going to kill my ambition and passion. It's going to make you anxious. It's going to make you nervous. It's going to make you paranoid. It's going to make you feel all types of way. I'm telling you, like, For me, like I know when I would do it and I'll go in public, I'm gonna be honest, like I would get nervous as heck around girls. Like I would, it's just weird, but like, I would be feeling like they know what I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, or people know what I just did. Even though they don't know, but like I feel like my energy is giving off that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't feel like I have my what they call vitality, I think it's called. Like this that essence about yourself. Like once you do it and you know you did it, like going in public would be horrible. Like I just, for example, like a while back when I did fall, I was like I did it and had to go to the store, I had to go to Ross or something. And I remember going in there, I just felt awkward. Like I just felt so like, oh dang, like, and then talking to the cashier, say it's a girl, and like, say she looks good or pretty. Like, it just be like, bro, it eat you up. It just causes you to feel very like exposed in a weird way. I don't know how to explain that, but anyways, it's not a good feeling. But once you realize it's like, okay, this is just something that I don't do. Don't say you're not. I'm telling you, you have to speak it with your mouth. Like you have to say it over yourself. Like, no, I don't watch the P word. No, I don't watch this. Or no, I don't do this. I don't do that. Same as if somebody asks you something you know blatantly you don't do, right? Do you smoke? No, I don't. I don't smoke. You don't respond and say, I try not to. Like, no, I would never do that. I'm not doing that. Once you think of it in that way and you continue to tell yourself that, even if you fail, you fall, get up again and continue telling yourself, I don't do this. It's going to, for one, change your mind. It's going to rewire your mind. It's going to rewire your mind to think of it in a totally different way of like, no, I don't touch cigarettes. I don't touch the P word. Because period, it kills you. It ruins everything. Relationships, jobs, all types of stuff. Everything is just, it's bad. And yeah, like I think that's the last thing I would say is like, change your perspective on how you view it. Change your perspective on how you just like approach it. Because once you do that, it can change everything. Your mind is so powerful in terms of like how you view things. And if you view that in that way, I promise you, I'm telling you, it will help you get set free from this. Because you are not bound to this. You are greater. God has a greater purpose for you than you watching two people on your screen at night. I'm telling you, don't do it. Do not fall into the trap. Do not watch that stuff. Do not do it. God's purpose for you in your life is much greater. Point blank, period. And yeah, straight up. I just want to get this video out because I feel like a lot of people struggle with this. I'm someone who struggled with it. And I know that, you're not bound to this. I've gone on long stints of not doing it. I know what it feels like to be set free. But I also know what it feels like to fall back into the habit. So, but yeah, you're not bound to it. Change your perspective, approach it differently. And also, last thing I was going to say too, know your triggers. If it's a certain app you're watching stuff on, it's a certain thing you're looking at, certain TV shows you're watching, whatever the case is, and it triggers that, that temptation in you. And then the next thing you know, you're falling into lust, cut it off, bro. For me, it was Twitter or X. Cut it off. Certain girls you follow, cut them off. Just don't follow them. If they posting nothing but thirst traps and just booty pictures, or they're exercise girls, workout girls, don't follow them. Cut it off. Completely cut it off. Like, just don't even fool with it, bro. Because the more you fool with it, the more you play with it, the more it's going to have an opportunity to really settle in your mind. And the thoughts become actions. And the next thing you know, you found yourself falling again. And you're like, dang, did I really just fall again? Yes. And you're like, how though? I was doing so well. Well, you got in your bed. It's late at night. You on your phone. You watching girls on there you shouldn't be watching. Maybe it's not actual legitimate P word, but it's basically dang near close. You watching big butts or whatever the case is. Like, or girls, you just looking at stuff you shouldn't be looking at. You now thinking about it. Yeah, it's like, it's. I just hate it, bro. I literally hate that stuff. Like, I literally hate how crippling it is and how many people suffer from it. And I'm one of the people who like just still going through like just it's a it's a battle. That's why you have to be in your word daily. You have to be in your word daily. Fill your spirit up with the word. And yeah, like it's a real thing. But you can beat it. You can be set free. You're not bound to this, bro. Anyways, I don't want to make this video too long. I love y'all. I'm about to go to sleep. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, please comment, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're struggling with this, I'm trying to low key, just not even low key. I don't want to say low key. I'm literally trying to build a community of people that are growing in their faith, building a community that hold each other accountable and wants to see each other win. So if you're somebody who's struggling with it, bro, leave a comment. Let's be real. Like, you know what I'm saying? The vulnerability I've noticed just from me even posting that one video, vulnerability has helped me so much in terms of healing and in terms of moving forward. And if you want to move forward from this, that you feel like you're bound to lust, become vulnerable. Open up. I'm telling you, a lot of people struggle with it more than you think. And people that you think that don't struggle with it are struggling with it. I promise you. So leave a comment. Please like the video, subscribe, share this video with a friend, share it with somebody you know that may be struggling with it because they opened up to you about it, or whatever the case is. Maybe this video could help them. But yeah, I might even make a Discord or like some type of like chat. I don't know how to do that stuff, but if y'all know how to, let me know. But like a Discord or something, like build a community to hold each other accountable, because this is one of those things where it's like it's a war, bro. Like it's a real thing, but you are not bound to it, and you will be set free. I'm speaking it for y'all. Like you going to be set free from this. You are not bound to lust. I love y'all. This video is gonna get uploaded super late at night. I don't care. It is what it is. But I'll see y'all in the next video. You got this, and you're not bound to lust.